Okay, I've never done an unboxing video before, but this seems like a good spot to start. This is the Makera Carvera Air desktop CNC. I bought this with my own money, no sponsorship or anything like that. I'm gonna unbox it, I'm going to test it out, I'm gonna see if it's worth the money that I paid for it. I feel like I need a top-down view of this. Alright, got an unboxing guide. Yeah, this should have stayed on the ground, so if you order one of these, don't pick up the box. Hold the middle of the handle while opening. Lift the cover to a horizontal position. Push the cover backwards until it reaches its limit. Lift the cover a bit further until it's properly secured. That's how it's properly secured. Gently remove the inner foam. Oh, don't you want to hear that noise? Okay. I did buy the 4th axis kit. Okay, it looks like this part of the instruction might not be accurate anymore. This is to change from 110 to 230 depending on if you're US or anywhere else. And as you can see, the sticker is gone and the switch has been removed and there's a plate over that. A little more styrofoam. Over there. We have the tool kit. There. What do we have? A tool kit, an accessory kit, materials, and I splurged. It was $300 for the essential milling bit set. Maybe not worth it, maybe worth it. I don't know. I didn't know what I needed. You can almost certainly get all of this stuff for cheaper. But as a novice, it was worth the money for me to go ahead and get this and kind of have a starting point. Let's start with the toolkit. Oh. Alright, so we have something you shouldn't eat. It looks like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 bits of different sorts, all in. These are pretty industry standard containers for them. There we go. A corn bit. I don't know what a corn bit does. A chamfering bit. Inheritance Machining will be proud of that one. Various bits. These guys I recognize as clamping fixtures. We've got some thread of screw that I'm not sure for clamping stuff. A not bad little screwdriver for that. This I know is for changing the collet focus. This guy, I'm not sure what it's for, but we'll figure that out. It's in a not bad container. The 4th axis. This is pretty stout, honestly. So 4th axis is basically a lathe that goes inside a CNC machine. It comes with 2 more little epoxy blocks. Again, very well packaged. This is pretty high quality foam. Onto the pile over there. And then I can look. Ow. Ooh, that is a sharp edge there. It has drawn first blood. This is a live center. And it is threaded, so I imagine I can do something interesting with that. So I think this is where I cut to after I have set it up. Oh, but first we gotta get this peel. Into the box of junk. All right, I've had this for a little while now and put it through its paces so I can give you an honest opinion. Let's start with some bad things and work to the better stuff. First, the CAM software Makera offers absolutely sucks.
Anderson Silva, you absolutely suck!
When I first downloaded it, I literally couldn't use it. It phones home on startup, and the server was down for 3 or 4 days. It won't work at all, right? It's probably for the best. I started to learn through Fusion instead, and the free version of Fusion 360 is limited for its CAM software, but it's still worlds better than what Makera does. The 4th axis is also not great, but it seems to be a software limitation. With Makera CAM, it won't turn and cut at the same time. It turns, pecks a little bit, turns a little more. Not only does this take so much longer, but leaves a noticeably worse finish. Seems like the free version of Fusion doesn't allow me to use a 4th axis, so if you have any software suggestions, let me know. I'd appreciate that. I wouldn't spend any money on the 4th axis if you're only going to use the Makera CAM software. The build quality is pretty good, with the exception of whatever glue they use for the magnets on the lid and the wipes for the Y-axis. One of the wipes peeled up immediately, first use. I'm not sure exactly when, but I lost one of the magnets pretty early on. All the essential parts seem pretty rock solid though. Now for the good stuff. It cuts aluminum like a champ. I test cut a pocket knife project I'm working on, made some fidgets, made a domino because apparently that's something people want. I was able to bore holes with enough accuracy to press fit magnets. Sounds simple, but the level of accuracy is impressive. It comes with Corning bits, which I learned are for things like PCBs and fiberglass. They also work absolutely amazing to cut Micarta I use for knife handles. If you're like me and do batch runs of something, being able to just load a sheet of Micarta in and click go, game changer. Engraving also comes out really crisp, if not a little sharp. Here's the textured side of the magnetic fidget I made. On the left you can see fresh out the mill, and on the right after tumbling in some resin triangles. This is with the 0.2 millimeter engraving bit, and there's also a 0.1 included, so the detail can go much finer than this. It cuts steel okay. I need to play with some speeds and feeds, but I was able to cut some AEBL stainless knife steel without an issue. I tried to cut out a swage block, but I didn't like that. I think part of the problem is just trying to clear so much material with a little 1/8 inch bit. You can get bigger collets. Makera offers a 1/4 inch and a 6mm option, and third-party vendors have a 3/8 and a 10mm option. That opens up way more in-mill options and will make things like facing go so much faster. I'm gonna get some of those, give them a try. I was also able to mill titanium, something I was extremely skeptical. Why is skeptical so hard to say in a sentence? Something I was extremely skeptical of when I saw it advertised. You're not going to be hogging out a lot of material, and there was a slight fire hazard. With some managed expectations and a little more dialing in than I did, it's absolutely possible though. I'm going to be using it on some 16th inch pieces of grade 5 titanium for a project I have in mind. Now comes the $1 million question, or at least the $3,000 question. Would I buy it again? Originally I was going to say no. The Z1 is either already out or about to come out when I release this video. And it is $1,000 instead of $3,000. And the only difference, as far as I'm aware, is that it has a much smaller bed size. For most of the stuff that I have cut, and I think most people would cut, the smaller bed size, not a problem. But while I was writing this, I started a project that I put a full 12x12 sheet of aluminum in this thing, and it works. And that's really nice. So is that bed size worth the $2,000 price increase? Probably not. For me, I don't regret it. But unless you have a really specific use case, see what's worth it for you, is what I would say. Okay, now some off-script action here. I don't normally do reviews. Normally my content is just a bunch of shorts. I'm going to try and make some good long format content. If you like reviews, let me know. If you like seeing the forging stuff, let me know. If you want to see me make something else, some weird project, let me know. Tell me what you want me to see me make, and I'll see what I can do. If you're new here, and based on analytics, you probably are, and for some reason you've stuck around to the end of this video, I hope you leave me a like and a follow and all that algorithm-friendly stuff. I will see you sometime soon. Bye.